G'day guys, and welcome back to the VEMA Trader tutorial series. My name is Reese, and in today's video I'm going to be talking to you guys about expected value. Expected value, I think, is probably the most important metric when it comes to trading, because it is the metric that tells you whether or not you're profitable. It is the one number that tells you, are you winning or are you losing consistently with your strategies. So what we'll do is we'll head to VEMA Trader and we'll get started.
Righto, so what is expected value? Well, to cut a very long story short, expected value is a single number that tells you your expected return every single time you place a bet or take a trade. So in this first video, I'm just going to talk about it in terms of the gambling context, because it's kind of the easiest way to wrap your head around it, I believe. And then in the next video, I will talk about how it applies in the trading context. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with a coin flip, because I feel like that is a great place to start, because everyone is usually familiar with the coin flip, and the maths is really nice and easy for me, because the probability of a win is 50%, and the probability of a loss is 50%, right? You have 50% chance of winning. Let's say that you pick heads, then you have a 50% chance of winning. If you pick heads and it comes up tails, you had a 50% chance of losing as well. So that makes the maths nice and easy. Now, let's say that you and I are sitting here flipping a coin. And every time that we flip that coin, we bet $5 on it. And let's just say, it makes things easier, I always pick heads, you always pick tails. Well, we're betting $5, which means that our return on win is equal to $5. And our return on a loss is also equal to $5 in terms of negative $5, right? We lose $5 if it comes up the opposite of what we picked. So if we were going to do that, and we sat here and we played this game 1,000 times, you would probably intuitively expect that you're not going to make much money, right? Odds are you're going to end up exactly where you started with $0. Now, intuition is all well and good, but it can be wrong, and so expected value is a formula that lets us actually prove that. So all we have to do is take all these values we have and plug them into the expected value formula. If we do that, we will see, so we have EV is equal to the probability of a win, which we have as 50%, times the result on a win, which was $5, minus the probability of a loss, which again was 50%, times the result on the loss, which is technically negative $5, but we've already got the negative in there. So then we can just go EV is equal to $2.50 minus $2.50, which means our EV is equal to 0. So we've just proved what we thought, that if we play this game enough times, we're actually just going to end up right where we started. Now, the interesting thing about expected value is an expected value of 0 on that coin toss is kind of an odd thing, because you're never actually going to get $0 on any individual coin toss, right? You're either going to win $5 or you're going to lose $5. You're never going to have 0 as a result. But over time, with enough trials, you would expect to average $0 across those trials. So that's all well and good, but it doesn't really help us see, the benefits of expected value that quickly. So what we can do is we can change the rules of the game. Let's take the return on the win, and let's do this for you. Let's say that I bet you $10. If you're right, you're going to get $10, but if you're wrong, you're only going to lose $5. I'm going to put the odds in your favor. Well then, in fact, let's put a U, because we'll do me in a second to show the difference. So you still have a 50% chance of winning and a 50% chance of losing. Nothing has changed there. But what has changed, hold up, let's get rid of that for a second. What has changed is your return on the win, your return on the loss, and therefore your expected value. So now your return on the win is actually $10. Your return on the loss is still, you lose $5, and that makes this $5 minus $2.50, which is positive $2.50. Now, that positive is going to be really important in a second. What I'll do is I'll show you guys my expected value, because then we can compare it. But that positive is essentially what you always want to see anytime you're doing an expected value calculation for yourself. If you're doing it for someone else, it's not the worst thing to see a negative, especially if you're betting against them. It's a fantastic thing to see a negative if you want to take their money. So let's have a look at what happens in that scenario for me. So again, I still have that 50% chance of winning. That has not changed. What has changed is my return on the win and return on a loss. So now, if I win, I agree that you only have to pay me $5. But if I lose, I'm giving you $10. So that has changed that. And then, let's just delete these because they're going to get in the way, I think. That's going to change my expected value. So things are now reversed. So if I win, I get my $5. But if I lose my $10, which makes this $2.50 minus $5, which makes this negative $2.50. So what is that positive and negative $2.50 actually telling you? Well, the very first thing you want to look at is your expected value coming up positive or negative? If it is positive, you would expect to make a profit every single time. Sorry, not every single time. In the long run, you would expect to make a profit by taking this bet. So if we could do this coin flip 1,000 times, you would expect to make $2,500 because every time that you take this bet, you would expect to make $2.50. Now again, like before, you're never actually going to make $2.50 on any individual bet because you can only win $10 or lose $5. But expected value tells you what you expect to make in the long run over a large number of trials every single time you take this bet. Negative expected value is what you do not want to see on your own, EV calculations. Negative expected value means that every time that I take this bet, I expect to lose money. So every time that we play this game, I can expect to lose $2.50. Again, can't lose $2.50 on any single trial, but over a large number of trials, I would expect to average paying you $2.50 for every single one of the trials that we did. Now, not trading related, but just a good life tip. Casinos are the absolute masters of expected value. Gambling is where I first learned about expected value, like I said before, and it fully stopped me from. I used to love going to the casino. I never really had a problem or anything, but I just thought it was a fun thing to do with friends. Once I understood expected value, I could not put money on the table. I just couldn't do it because I knew that every time I placed that bet, I was expecting to lose money, right? I might have won here and there, but in the long run, and casinos are in it for the very long run, that's how they do what they do, they will take your money. It is just a matter of probability. People will get lucky every now and then. You do have exceptions, people who count cards, do different things like that. But in the long run, the casino, they say it, the house always wins. The house always wins because the house is the one who has the positive expected value.
So there you go. Hopefully that has helped clear up what expected value is. Next week, I'm going to be talking to you guys about how expected value is relevant to your trading, how you calculate it in your trading, how you don't have to calculate it because VEMA does that for you, but how you can use the expected value figure to improve your trading strategies. Have a great day, happy trading, and I'll talk to you very soon.